Think about it, guys. Only 3% of the people that are in market can even buy your product or service. There's only 3%. Out of the 100% of people that can literally buy your service, only 3% are even ready to make that decision. So everybody's metrics are driven off of those 3% of people, leaving 97% of people in the dark. This represents 97% of people that are not ready to make a decision, that we're foregoing trying to work on making our numbers with the last 3%. This is the challenge that every single company faces. There just isn't enough awareness to even get to a consideration 6 months from now or a year from now if I'm not ready to make that decision today. As a brand, what can you do? Here's what I want you to start doing. Instead of just creating content, start promoting. The most efficient way to do that would be social ads. Get out there and start creating Facebook ads and getting as many people to come to watch your quiz or watch your live demo or whatever it is that you're looking for, just to make sure that they understand that they have a problem and that you provide a solution at some point in the future. Whenever that time is, you could be considered next to whatever else that their option might be, right? So think about that as the first thing that you should be doing, and everything else that you do from here on out should be around driving more brand awareness, right? That should be the metric. You should have no metric in terms of leads and anything else, and say, look, what can I do to get as many people to know that we exist as they have this problem? Creating as much top of funnel content, whether it's pillar pages or industry reports or anything that you could do, maybe white papers, podcast episodes, anything that you could think of, and say, how do I reach the masses that have this problem? And then further down the line, when they're ready to make that decision, how do I stay on top of mind, get them to know that I'm still here solving this problem so that they can consider and eventually make that decision, if we're the right fit, to work with you, to buy your equipment, buy your software, your machine, or whatever it is that you sell. They want to be able to do that. And the only way to do that, what every marketer loves, is the number of leads, the number of leads. The only way to get that is if you get this right and if you get this right. And you can't get to the consideration stage if you're not creating enough content and promoting it at the awareness stage. It's not about just creating more and more content for the sake of creating content. It's about creating content that are intentionally generated to promote. It could be an interactive quiz, because people don't need a long form content to engage with you. They just want to take a quiz. In that quiz, you can bring all the questions that they should be asking themselves to come to know that, hey, there might be a problem here that I need to work on fixing, whether it's now or later, right? The severity of the problem may be okay to just put it out for a couple of months, but the fact is the problem still exists. Let them be problem aware, solution aware, and finally provider aware.